Good evening, and welcome to another edition of African Americans Ain't African, the thing show that proves without a shadow of a doubt that the so called African American didn't find his way to America in the trunk of a ship. I'm your host, the indigenous one. Tonight, y'all gonna thank me for this one. In the next couple of weeks, in Georgia, at the Etowah Mounds, some young brothers are showing the kids who they are and about their Indian heritage. And if you can be there, please bring your kids out because this is a chance to reconnect them to their ancestral heritage. The brothers doing it with me tonight are Chief Cali and Bones, and you know they represent Georgia. So tonight they're going to explain to you what they're doing for the youth and why they're doing it for the youth and why this has to continue. Because as you can see, was it last week? Your homegirl Kamala Harris told the Americans that live in other places of America, Caribbean, South America, Central America, she told them to stay home. When I first heard that, I was like, but you not home. This ain't your home. How you gonna come somewhere and tell somebody to stay home and you ain't from here? And who are the people who put her in that place? We'll get to them a little later. But right now, I want to turn it over to these brothers. What's going on, brothers? How you doing, Chief Cali?
All right, man. I'm good. Halito to you, brother, man.
And
Thank you.
Bones, what's going on, brother?
All is well, no complaints here.
Listen, when you hear intelligence, you know it. So I'm gonna go ahead and be quiet and let these brothers get into what they're into, and maybe you guys can assist them. Chief Cali, go ahead, brother.
Yeah, man. Man, it's great to be here, man. Kerry, I got a great respect for you, man, and what you started in helping to wake our people up, man. No matter, who started what, you were one of the first people that I ran across when I had to reprogram myself from school, from not listening to what my grandmother actually told me and my younger brother one morning while she was making us breakfast. And I can remember her telling me that she was an Indian. And I got away from that. Even my dad has told us that we were Indian. And I got away from that because I went to school. And school fed me an out of Africa theory. And school fed me roots. And school fed me pro-black and who I am. You get what I'm saying? I'm an African, and I got away from what my bloodline, my actual bloodline about me. And we got to a point, we're at a point now where we're almost wiped out of here. We're almost, the American Indian is almost out of here, man. And the question is, who's going to fight for it? Who's going to bleed, die, and fight for this truth in our history, man? So that's where we're at right now, and this is why we put together the Etowah Indian the Etowah Indian Mounds youth trip that's coming up June 26th here in Atlanta, Georgia, or it'll be Cartersville. The Mounds are in Cartersville, Georgia, but this is one of the reasons because the fight is going to have to be with our children, and they're going to have to know who they are. And me personally, I don't have time to argue back and forth with grown adults, you know what I'm saying, who's still stuck in roots and who's still, or who's arguing about egos. We got children to teach. And that's where we're at with the Indian Mounds trip. And we can go into more about that a little later. And there's my brother Wild Indian. That's my Tribe Biz partner, man. He's just coming off a live over there on TikTok talking about all of this too. So we want the people to understand. I'll go more into the trip. I'm gonna let the other brothers introduce themselves.
Bones, introduce yourself, please.
Oh, greetings, everyone. It's always an honor to be here and get a chance to speak and represent the urban Indian community. Quite a few people know me over the last couple of years in the community of working with programs and letting the urban Indians know what programs are available for you and how they work. And also on the importance of minding your business and creating our own business infrastructures. Just like a little bit of the conversation we had before we came live is that we spend so much time complaining on what's wrong with the system or what's wrong with America when the question should be asked, why haven't we did anything to build our own yet? Because if we go with the notion that no one likes us, no one wants us here, why are you asking anyone for anything when the answer should be get up and you build it yourself? And through this trip through the youth, it's a start. Because if you don't know where you come from, how you gonna make it to where you're going? How they gonna have any value in the country and what they leave behind if they're never taught what their ancestors did? Matter of fact, what sacrifices were made for us to even be here today? Like it or not, our ancestors had to sacrifice for us to even have this conversation tonight. So hopefully by the end of it, everyone have a better understanding on what we do and why we do this.
Yes,
Cool.
yes.
Wow. Go ahead, brother.
I want to say what's up to everybody on the platform on the panel. I want to say shout out to everybody in the chat. I want to say that I wanted to be involved in this definitely because I've never been to the Indian Mounds, none of them around. I wish it was somebody around when I was younger to take me there and educate me on this. I wish I would have learned what I know now way before this time period. A lot of us been wasting a lot of time begging when we shouldn't be begging in the first place. Like Bones say, we should be out here doing what we doing. A lot of stuff that I got going on exposing is because it's shit that's been going on amongst each other, and then I don't feel like it's right. That's why I say, but Terry Bow made a good he made a good point when he said, don't tear the brother down, but make the people aware. And I understand why people are tearing people down because this shit been going on. But like what's going on in Chicago, somebody got to stand up and say this shit is over. Somebody. We just lost another rapper. Nobody's going to stand up and say that's enough bodies. Okay, y'all got y'all, we got ours. We'll go on about our business. I'm standing up today to say, hey, your business ain't my business. But at the same time, as long as you ain't doing bad business in the community, then it ain't my problem. But if you are, I'm going to say something. There are people that is getting blocked out that do good business, that do wonderful business, that's worth trusting. I did business in the community. It's just I'm very skeptical on who I do business with. But they've been great people and they never led me wrong. But it's been some actual people out here that don't know what they're doing whatsoever. A lot of us pick up this internet and we try to, we know what we're doing. No, you don't. You knock this off I'm nobody you can talk to about no funding. I'm not even going to play that role. We can talk about how it's getting stolen. But when it comes to filling out that paperwork and doing that actual shit, I know Bones is here. There's a few other people that are in this community that are around that'll help you. So start utilizing everybody in the community, understanding that it's a part that we play. I'm not the historian and I'm not the teacher. I let other people come on my platform and teach because I know they got a better skill than I do. Not because I'm selfish. This mound trip is going to be everything, what I'm saying, to me. I want to bring my family, so I might be doing that and getting them down there as well. Long as the youth come through, learn this and take it with you. The best thing is to take it with you. You can learn it all day long, take it with you. I would like to see all y'all there. It'll be my first time meeting certain people in person. You know what I'm saying? It's peace with me. It's love. You know what I'm saying? It's peace. And I want to thank Cali for bro, you went through hell to put this on. You know what I'm saying? You shit, bruh. You did more than what a lot of us do, bruh. On some real shit. So, and I want to say, make it clear. He ain't asked me for shit. Nothing. So I really want to say, I appreciate you. I appreciate you, Kerry Davis, for being there. And Bones, definitely, you already know. I know every time we got something, you're going to show up because it's like that. So I really appreciate you and appreciate y'all as well. So I'm just going to fall back for a minute and listen. So much love to everybody.
I just put my Cash App up. if you decide to donate, all the proceeds are going to Chief Cali for this trip, so we can make it a little, we not scruffling and trying to do stuff at the last minute. So please help us out on this trip, because what we're trying to do, we're trying to connect these kids to their ancestral homeland. Like Chief Cali said, he wasn't taught about this when he was a kid. I wasn't either.
Yeah.
I mean, learning, going places, going cross country, trying to learn stuff. That's what a lot of brothers and sisters have to do, because we don't have it like that. We don't have places that can set up stuff for us to do things, for us to grow. So it's going to come from you, the listeners, and I really appreciate it. But Chief Cali, what we were talking about before we started, I was saying last year they're trying to get the Washington Redskin. They're trying to get that logos out of everybody's mind. And now I see that you're wearing the Cleveland Indians with a mask over his face, and they're trying to get rid of that Cleveland Indian, trying to make it disappear too. What are your thoughts on that?
So, this is my thing, right? I've been in this community for about 4 years now, right? And when I came in the community, and what I want to say is this: the truth don't care about your feelings. The truth only hurt to those who can't accept that red pill. And a lot of times that truth come ugly, right? You know what I'm saying? So when I came in this community, I'm going to tell y'all what I saw. I saw a lot of bickering. I saw a lot of fighting amongst ourselves. This is what I saw in the community. I came in the community seeing this, right? And I tried to step in, and just ask the people, hey, how can we move on, get past the beefing and get back to the information, man. We're behind. This is what I attempted to do. People wasn't ready for that yet, right? We have to understand, we have some people in our community right amongst us who don't want peace. They don't want unity. They're not, everybody that looks like us is not for us. We have a lot of people right here who's been in this community for a long time who, now this is where their feelings get hurt, right? And their toes get stepped on. Because when I tell them, you've been here a long time, you keep a lot of drama up on the internet. You've been here a long time with a lot of information, but we're watching them take our team logos, and we're watching them take our names off our teams. And you people that's been here a long time in this community, this is happening under your watch. With all of this information y'all are online arguing about, you're fighting with each other, they're taking your identity, and you are doing not a thing about it. These people are standing outside in front of the media with a presence. I said, where is our presence out there to combat this? We have people who've been in this community who have millions of subscribers. They have celebrities saying their name. You're not going to organize anything in the media to say, oh, no, we're going to combat that. That's us. Wait a minute. All of y'all that's been here for a long time, that information y'all got, somebody had to go file papers to get them names off of there. Nobody went and got no indigenous lawyers, no American Indian lawyers, and y'all didn't. All this information y'all online arguing about every day amongst each other with these huge egos, right? This is what made me say, what are we doing here? They're taking our identity on our watch, on your watch, on you information teachers' watch in the community. This is where their toes get stepped on when I say this, right? Because then when I say, if I close this computer down, if I turn my device off, and I go look for you in your community, I can't find you. You don't exist, right? So this is where I said, All right. Since I listen, I've been to different people's communities. I've done this. I have people who've called me to come to their communities. I've done this. I've helped with people's events. I've helped wherever I could in this community because I love my people. I want to help my people. And at the same time, I have people trying to tear me down for helping the people because I will say what most won't say. You get what I'm saying? I will do what most won't do. When I ask people, where are you at in your communities? I'm really just talking to the people who I see who's been here for a long time in this online community, making a lot of noise, taking a lot of credit. They're calling themselves legends and all of this and goats and whoop-de-whoop. And I'm trying to figure out where's your track record. I had a brother tell me he was a warrior and he was a leader and went to look for his track record off the internet, because he don't even have one on the internet. But then when I went to look off the internet, I can't find any record of you, brother, doing anything that would make me feel comfortable letting you lead me somewhere or teach me. So when I speak, right, I say, man, they're taking our names and logos off our teams. And the same people that I've seen here, keeping up all the drama with the huge egos, you did nothing about that. You did nothing but make YouTube videos about them taking our names, our teams. Where is our presence?
Hey, can I say something about that? In the first place, those people that are on the front of these rice bowls and shit, and that belong to the companies. That belong to the white folks. But what we were complaining about, it would have been easy enough to come out with our own goddamn rice and slap our own face on it. I'm just saying. It's that easy when I see people out here with it's a guy that rides around Chicago. He got the Chicago mixed popcorn. He drives that shit around in his truck and deliver that shit with his name on it, with his face on it. He goes get his own contracts. White dude do his own deliveries around Chicago delivering his popcorn. We don't have, like, we're a community, but we're not a community. We don't make no money together. We don't make no moves together. We don't step together. We just sit up here. Like you say, it was a lot of arguing going on before we came. And this whole thing was built on that. It was built on that. Just like America is built on lies. This whole community was built on beef. And the beef is over now. So where are we? Where do we go? I'm with this now, right? Because I talked to my moms, right? And she said, you know, even though it's a different generation, because even though our moms and our uncles and they did drugs and they did crap, we never disrespected them. You knew better to disrespect your elder. So with a lot of these people that, you know, I even be getting into it with, I'm about done with y'all ass. Hey, you've been exposed to what you do. You cap up how you cap up. Now it's time for me to move on. We didn't expose it. We didn't talk about it. This beef not gonna go on for no 10 years. We're gonna make this real. We're gonna be here to make it real. That's it. That's all I'm here for. Everything else, bro, is just beef. People don't like me because of the way I speak. I'm sorry. This is what happens when you ask for an urban Indian, a nigga off the street. This is what happens. I'm not them. I'm just not them. I don't get down like that. I don't tuck my collar. I don't tuck my tail. I don't do none of that for nothing that nobody got going on. If you pushing something that's wrong, I'm gonna tell you right then and there. Hey man, that don't even sound right, bro. Get your ass out of here. I'm not like these people to play over dollars.
Go ahead, Bones. I'm gonna chime in. I'm gonna speak to that in just a second. Go ahead, Bones. Go ahead and say what you got to say.
No, I was about to say, let's just strip it down. Let's get rid of, forget the talking, forget the shots. Let's forget all that for one moment. What is the root of the real problem? The root of the real problem here is most of us don't know. We don't know. The average person you walk into on your everyday life in the street, they don't know. But who does that responsibility fall on, though?
Us.
Because it's just like how you said earlier, Wild Indian. Yes, true indeed, they took our images off the football teams. But why should we care? We should be more embarrassed that we don't have a league of our own. We make 80% of all the athletes.
That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about.
That should be the real argument. See, at the end of the day, we have to stop having these wasted emotional arguments because they were given to us. You understand, when they showed you on the media that they were taking down these melanated logos, that was to get you emotionally aroused, and you don't even worry about what the real problem is. The real problem is you should have your own, and you should be asking why the powers that be, your elected officials that's supposed to represent you, never informed you on this.
But can
And
I
that's
say
why.
one thing, Bones?
Go ahead.
I just wanted to cut in and say right there about having our own. Now, we know, like, okay, if I'm in this community and the lady down the street was cold at cooking chicken, why wouldn't I go to her house and eat? We used to do that. Now I'm go down to the Arab because he got a stove. Oh, he got a fancy bodega. I'd rather eat at your house. I'd rather buy what you got. We need to get back into that. You got a store in your house. Let me come in your house and see the stove. We used to love each other. We used to sit with each other in our homes. Fuck going to the store or around the corner to shop with them. We shop with each other. That's all I wanted to say.
We don't support. See, the problem is this. We don't support. Let me show you how simple the tide of change. The so-called African American spends $1.7 trillion a year. We are the 9th richest group on the planet. I'm going to say it again. We are the 9th richest group on the planet. So now what do you think out of that $1.7 trillion, if only 10% of that, 10% is used to start building our own? Do y'all see how fast that swing happens? Because the majority of all this $1.7 trillion we have a year, we spend it. We don't invest it in anything of our own. We give it to everybody else. They love us for it.
See, and you can't say that we don't know, because we know. And I think that's one of the problems. We keep, he don't know nothing. They know. These motherfuckers know. And I think it's imperative upon us to make sure we know. They know that we know. These cats know.
Yeah.
These cats know. How can you not know?
And let me say this. Let me try to, because we get to going, man, and we'll get to going all kind of directions, because we all, man, tied in with the different things we feel about our movement. And shout out to my cousin Slim Bull, who's in the chat, man. That brother is definitely behind our Tribe Is movement with White Indian Bones, man. Listen, and I definitely want to thank the sister Lisa Cypress. I think she's in the chat. The sister Lisa Cypress came through. She gave us a beautiful donation towards the trip to help with the trip. Let me explain the trip, right? What you're hearing right now coming from us is why I'm very proud of you parents. I'm very proud of you grandparents who are bringing your grandchildren and your children, and even your uncles and all of them who I done had different people saying they're bringing different people to this trip, which I don't mind. Bring them, right? Because what trip is the same things you're hearing us talk about right here, right now. It's some of the things you're going to hear us talk about on the Mount trip, and also some of the information we're going to be giving you on a hard drive. We have a hard drive with this logo that will be on it that your family will be able to take home. You're going to have information. We're talking this hard drive into that computer, leaving those Mount trips along with anything else that's coming, because we got a lot of other stuff that's coming to the trip too. But you're going to leave with this same information we're talking about right here, whether you get it as a presentation on the Mount trip or you get it on the drive, but you will leave there with information. I want to thank you, Carrie, for agreeing to speak. Carrie is our key speaker on the trip. I chose Carrie. I reached out to Carrie because, like, he was one of the first people I ran across. And when I started going through his footage, one thing I saw, he was actually in the community with the people lecturing, teaching. I told you, I go through people's stuff and I look for things like that. I try to see. I hear you on the line, but where are you at with the people? This is what I look for, because We're in a time now where everybody wants to hide behind the computer. Everybody wants to cut their cameras off, and everybody wants to hide behind everybody wants to hide avatars and stuff. When you talk to me, you're gonna see my face. I'm cut that camera on. So when you see me out in my community, you know my face when you see my face. When you see me helping that elder, you're gonna know my face from what you saw. So that's the guy. Media. Same way, see what Brother Bones and I see with my brother Wild Indian. Let me show you something why I wanted to come bring this together for the youth, right? I listened to my son get taught the same stuff we got taught in school. He sat there on that computer and I heard his teachers teaching them that same garbage we got taught in school. I started asking the question in the community, where are we teaching our kids this information at? Where? Who's doing it? Who's doing it? I'm not saying nobody's doing it. I just don't see it. It's a mounds exist. They don't know about them 3 pyramids across the water. They don't even know these mounds exist on their land where grandma's great. They know. Because if you came up around the time of roots, we were told we came from a jungle. We were given a jungle story and a ship full of a bunch of people at the bottom. For generations, this was our story. So now I'm asking, who's bringing these kids together to teach them? They should be able to stand up in them classrooms and say, whoa, 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 teacher, you know genealogy? Oh, let me show you mine. This is mine right here. Yeah, I don't have a slave story. Yeah, this is what our children should be able to do. Guess what starts to happen in those schools that don't get to change, right? But then, like we said, where are we at? Where is our teacher teaching us this in our own schools? Why don't we have our own schools? So putting this mound trip on, I wanted this to be the start of maybe it being contagious to other people. Now, when I put this mound trip together, or I brought this to our people's attention, I did not want them to have to pay for anything to come on this trip. Because this is the reason. I've watched so many in this community put on events, and they take. You get what I'm saying? I want them to have to pay a dime to come on this trip. I wanted them to be able to be comfortable coming on this trip. So everything on this trip is paid. It's taken care of. And everything else is extra. Anything else that comes in extra is going towards our gifts, our giveaways, our information that we're putting together to help those people with something. But you are going on with something. We have the brother Kerry Davis speaking. And let me show you something about my brother Wild Indian, right? A lot of people look at him. The brother has a powerful voice and he's young. He's young, right? But he comes from the streets. He comes from the streets. So do you understand? Feel every day? He's in Chicago. Do you know he's in Chicago? He's in Chicago, and he very much be in his community. He helps the prostitutes with the care gifts. He's been out there with the news people. I've seen him go out there and people something to eat. He does this. He's showing you what's going on in the community. He's into politics. This brother comes from the streets. He's young. So for me to be in his life, why wouldn't I try to be a positive influence on that young brother to try to encourage him to be an influence on the next young street dude? We got so many people leading our young men to jails or cells, and no speaking up. They're scared to speak up on that. I watch a Wild Indian go in those streets. He's in those streets with the gangsters. Risk his life to tell them it's a better way. I watched his apps from when he was in the streets, catch him in the streets. They didn't harm a hair on his head. They didn't harm him because they saw his YouTube videos. They see his lives about him wanting to change our way of thinking, help his people. And guess what? Those brothers didn't harm a hair on his head. No, those brothers didn't harm a hair on his head because obviously he touched them in some type of way. Harm him because maybe they feel the same way. So these are reasons I put this mound trip on. I don't want nobody to have to pay for nothing. Just come and get on that bus. Only thing you have to do is if you get on the bus, you have to register for your seat. We have 2 limousine buses, 2 different style limousine buses that we are taking the kids on. So they're going to get to experience information and have a good time on the trip. You know what I'm saying? The limousine buses are 2 different styles. They're dope. They don't have to pay to get on those buses. They just have to reserve their seats. I have people coming from Virginia bringing kids, Texas, Alabama. Yeah, Brother Bones will be speaking also. And we have another young brother that I'm looking to bring in to speak too. But they're going to be giveaways. They're going to be contest questions. You're going to have to pay attention. Those kids are going to have to pay attention to the information being given. And we had to find a way to keep them interested. So yes, we're going to have contests. We're going to have giveaways and all of that, you know what I'm saying, on the trip, you know.
Chief Cali, what do you think this trip will do to the youth who's attending?
I'm hoping for inspiration, right? See, in this community, I'm no historian, not the best at history. I'm still learning a lot myself. But what I do know my language. Right. And these are things we want to talk to our children about. What is your gift? What is your gift? What are you good at? Let's talk about it. Who are you? What do you like to do? Maybe that's your gift. Everybody has a lane in this world. What is your lane? You're here for purpose. Look at that.
I'm going to share something. I want to share something with the audience. And this is what this young man is saying to me. This is what this young man is saying to me. Check this out. I want everybody to understand this because I know a lot of times, a lot of people like to pretend like they don't understand what I'm saying. But I run what I say by children, 5, 6 years old, and they understand. But it seems when we get to us, we don't understand. I don't know what you're talking about. Huh? This article right here, it tells you all female girls are born with the eggs that they're going to have the rest of their life. They don't produce eggs anymore. They're born with what they're going to have, which means if you think about it, you're here long before your birth, before you born. But you just haven't been activated by your father. That's why this is important to teach these children when they're young. Because when they get older, they'll fly off into something else in this world. And we know this is a big world and we fall for just about anything. So that's why I give props to this brother, because he's doing shit. He don't even know what he's doing. I mean, he know what he's doing, but the deeper implications, you got to teach these kids, y'all. I wasn't taught nothing. I was taught to wait on Jesus.
That's right.
We wasn't taught nothing.
How do you think you get to school? I mean, real quick, I can show everyone how all these different.
They wait on Jesus. My bad, bro. My bad.
The mound trip.
That's so funny to me. Wait on Jesus. They tell us to wait on anybody, man.
Because it's just simple. It's called sweat equity, y'all. By taking these children to teach them their history, that's very important. At the same time, it's called sweat equity. It's when you log how many children came to the mounds. You would take that, then you can turn it in and get funding for justification on why we need a school, y'all. See, it's just that simple. But if you don't never get up to do it, how you access it? See, let's say if you have 40 children that come on this trip, you have justification on why you need funding towards your own platforms or educational institutions because you have a need. That's how it works, brothers and sisters. Who people sit back and say a field trip. This
Yep.
simple trip is a start to sweat equity to show that there's a need for the urban American children to be educated on their history, justifying why we need our own urban Indian institutions. And this can be legally done just by logging the hours, how long the trip was, how many children attended, what was given out. And if you think this is something new, look up Habitat for Humanity. Look up the Salvation Army. Look up the Goodwill. This is how they get their funding. All we're saying is, let's do it for ourselves, brothers and sisters.
That's right.
Let's
That's
stop
right.
the crying. Let's stop the finger pointing. Let's stop the bickering. Let's get to work.
That's right. That's right. No, he's definitely right. And
that's facts.
we have been, and you wouldn't believe it. You wouldn't believe it. People have tried to degrade what we're doing, right? They're trying to degrade what we're doing by calling it, it's just a field trip. This is what people are actually saying. It's just a field trip. What do they get going to the mounds? What they gonna learn going to the mounds? You see what I'm saying? This is
Are you serious?
Oh, no,
Are you serious?
No, I'm dead serious.
That's what they say.
This is what I'm trying to tell you. This is what we're up against. This is what we have to stand up and talk against. Our own people. That wasn't a white man saying that. And then we talk about being oppressed, right? We want to point the finger at the white man. And the white man's oppressing. But that wasn't white men that was saying that. That was my own people. Ain't nothing but field trip. Well, see, on this, we have different people touching on different things. One thing these kids are probably able to say growing up is that remember when I was little, this guy, his name Cali, or it was this man named Wild Indian. He talked to me on this bus. You don't know what type of energy we gonna connect with on those youth on those mountains. What I love about it is it's not only the youth coming, but it's the parents excited about coming too. I got the last email I got the other day was a brother telling me, "Hey brother, can you save me and my son 2 seats on that bus?" He said, "Even if you don't have a seat for me, if my son can get on that, I'll follow the bus down." All right, he said, "We're coming from Detroit. My son is 13 and he wants to be on that bus." You see what I'm saying? This is very important. We have to go back. Because see, a lot of us older people, we're too gone in our ego. And our children are going to suffer for it. Our children are going to suffer.
I just want to say one thing, man, it's totally been a pleasure though, over all the stuff that's been happening over the past few little time, that even though like I care less what they saying about field trips or whatever the fuck they saying. I smile at what they say because I know a lot of people try to stop us from getting here. You know what I'm saying? And we here, baby. And guess what? Everybody back and they working together. And we still got a little loose ends to patch up, but we here, baby. And we making things happen. With all these people that y'all used to work with and didn't do nothing with, or when they was presenting stuff, didn't want to walk how they was telling you to walk. Guess what? We walking with them, and we don't have no problems. We don't have no problem.
That's
I love it, man. I care less what they saying, bro. It's time. Like I told you, bro. Trap Biz is about to go to a next level. This ain't got nothing. We a family as a people. Everything else that they talking about, they talk. Let's get our stuff in order. This is 4 men on the platform. We don't care what nobody talking about, bro. We gonna be real or you ain't. And it's gonna be real. Like we steady telling you, we're gonna be real to the community. We're gonna be, and we've been all that way, all the way, bro. Whether you like us,
we ain't changed on nobody.
We ain't changed on nobody, man.
On nobody. People that fall away from us, people that have fallen away from us, have fallen away on their own because it was something them. We never nobody. We have never taken a dime from the community. We've done nothing but give to the community, help the community, and I can't stress that enough. It's not that I try to throw it in people's face, but the thing is, I watch people just take from the people, take from the people, take from the people, and when we close them computers down, we can't see where any of you taking us hitting the cab, us supporting your GoFundMe, us supporting your Patreon. We can't see where any of this is coming back around. Everything done in this community and the people I've brought in have done nothing but help. We have done nothing but help. We have not taken from the people. We have not tried to hurt people or harm people. And this is why people don't like us. This is why people are coming up to us. But one thing about it, change has to start somewhere. And this is why we are putting this together as a start. Because believe me, I have more plans. I have more up here planned to do. I've already the Bones. I've already talked about it and some other people about the plans here that I plan to bring to the visual, because this is the thing. It can't stop. It can't stop the mound trip. These are you. We're going to have to find a way to keep teaching them. We're going to have to can't stop with the mound trip. It has to continue some way. So until somebody else joins me, until somebody else in California, somebody in Chicago, and somebody else in such and such join me, and we start doing this nationwide, connecting to build our. I'm gonna keep doing this. I have to find ways to keep our youth interested, and I have these plans. So, and sister, I think somebody made a comment. I read a comment where somebody asked us to record it. You must believe I will record it. You're going to enjoy this. It's going to be put together very for you to see once we're done.
I know you got all the new shit, Cali. I'm bringing my cheap ass camera too.
No. And that's another thing, right? So many of you just say he don't do nothing but pick up a camera. He ain't did, you know. This is what you'll hear people say.
Right? But even on that shows you that people don't know business. How does National Geographic get paid? By documenting, right? How does every nonprofit organization get paid? By documenting. Even the NFL, which is a nonprofit organization, documents it every Sunday, Monday, and Thursday night. So if they feel that way, just turn the TV off. Matter of fact, why are you even on YouTube? Ain't that the camera? I'm just saying. When does the foolishness stop and we get to business?
When do we ask the question? Well, if it's that easy, why haven't you camera also? Right? Why haven't you stopped the camera also and start putting together? I don't know what's going on in your community out there in North Carolina. Why haven't you camera to show me what's going on in your community? Maybe I can say, wait a minute, hey brother, tribe is brothers. It's such going on in this community over there. Y'all, we can get together and make a trip out there and help those brothers and sisters out in that community. I seen another Indian show me this because he picked up a camera. You get what I'm saying? Why haven't more of you picked up camera? See, we have people who will make excuses, right? I get backlash because some people, I have a nonprofit foundation, and some people have seen me document me in my community helping homeless, going to visit other communities, other Indian communities. They've seen me. They've seen us film me helping our elders. So they take it as, you know, they don't take it as this, but this is their way to try to down me for what they're not doing. They'll say I'm trying to exploit. They'll say I'm trying to exploit the less. But if they stop and if they go find a Red Cross video or one of these other one of these church videos, they're gonna see they do the same thing. They document what their foundation does and how they help the people.
Hey man, I would suggest that all the people that's throwing words at you don't. I'm man serious. I know it's hard, but
I
you
wouldn't even.
doing something, man, and they're not doing anything. So of course they're gonna try to slow your shit up.
I wouldn't even.
You,
I'm to the point where, like, in all honesty, I know who's saying that shit, and it's not even worth it because, like you say though, Cali, like, motherfuckers been around this whole time and ain't never nothing changed. If we gonna bring change, then we can't keep worrying about the problem, man. It is what it is. We got the people that's gonna be there. They gonna be there. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna show love, we're gonna do what we do. And guess what? It's a lot of other places in America that we would like to visit and give people the history on. You know what I'm saying? And we're gonna continue on doing that, man. Them guys that we talking about, basically, that continue on saying that, we ain't never seen them niggas do nothing, bro. Nothing, but to throw up a cash out, bro. It's done nothing. So it's not, fuck them. Let's go on the trap beers. We done went to war with we done showed you we not about to play. We not about to fold over no talking and no threats. We done showed you that already. Ain't nothing else to show you. Ain't nothing else to show you, but we gonna stand by what we stand by. That's what we gonna show you. We
What
gonna
are
keep
what are you
what we say. We gonna keep our word.
what do you have planned for the youth when they get there? Can we get a little taste of what they have to look forward to?
Me and the brother Bones, we were talking about how we're gonna put it all together. Hopefully, as we leave out, I have asked for a surprise for the youth. Hopefully, I can't speak on that just yet because I don't know if it's gonna fall through or not. But if it does, they're gonna love it. And that's just starting out at the parking lot. That's just starting at the parking lot. Before they even load the buses. Like I said, we'll be leaving Riverdale, Georgia, headed to Cartersville. But as I said, we have two different.
Wait. I'm sorry, y'all. I ain't trying to cut y'all off. It's a little boy walking the streets, like at this time, bro. Hey, shorty, where your mama? My bad. Go on here.
See, that brother, he be out there, man. That's what I'm trying to tell y'all. And that's...
You out here too late. We got too many halfway houses around here and everything. Where your house at right there? On the house, shorty. My bad, G. You just walking the streets. Like, this a busy street. You got to be like 6.
That's what that brother be out there doing.
Shit crazy.
He come from them streets. And this is why I support him and stand by him like that. And every day I talk to him. Every day I talk to that brother on that phone. You know, I would want the last words he heard from me. If anything should ever happen to him, the last words he heard from me was something positive, uplifting to him. You get what I'm saying? And that's why I speak like I do on our youth. But yeah, like I said, we got 2 different style limousine buses. They dope. I seen the inside of them. They're real dope buses. They're gonna get on the bus. We're gonna let them enjoy the bus. We're gonna let them enjoy the bus ride on down, music, talking, getting to know each other, things like that. We're not gonna interrupt that because we got 2 buses. So we're just gonna let everybody mingle and enjoy the ride on the buses. Once we get to the mounds, of course, we're going to do the museum. Nobody has to pay to get in the museum. We're going to pay for everybody to get in the museum. We're going to have Brother Bones, who's going to be pretty much leading us. He's going to be speaking more often on as we walk to the mounds, giving us the history on the mounds, things like that. We will take about a 30-minute session to where we get a chance to take pictures with each other. You get what I'm saying? Because I want pictures with these parents. I want pictures with these grandparents. I want pictures with these people who traveled for the first time to come see these mounds. I want those expressions. You get what I'm saying? I want all of that to happen. I want those people. Carrie, you know how many people listen to you. I want them to be able to say, these were the men that brought us to these mounds. And we want to take pictures with them. So we will do maybe a 30-minute picture session. We have the brother Kerry Davis, who will be our lecturer that day. We will sit, most of y'all know at the Mounds, they had the section where we could sit there outside of the hut, classroom session style, and let the brother stand before us and tell us what he want to tell us. And then I have a young brother that I'm hoping will be able to make it. He's a young Indian man, and man, this brother's knowledge is through the roof. I think he's like only 23. Young guy. I was hoping he could have came on with us tonight. He didn't make it, but I'm working on him being at the Mounds with me. He's all in Atlanta. But by that time, we'll go through the museum. We'll just walk, we'll talk, we'll, visit each mound, maybe go down by the water, and come back up, and come on back to, Atlanta on the buses, enjoying things. But in the midst of all of that, I want the youth to understand they have to pay attention to the information being given, because we have prizes, we have contests that will be going on, and we're also going to be giving gifts to people, who showed up on the trips. So this is why I was definitely getting an extra head count on everybody that's coming. You do not have to pay to come on the trip. If you want to come, if the buses are full, because I think we're probably about at 12 seats left on the bus. It doesn't cost to get on the bus. You just have to reserve your seats. You have to email me at truthspeaksfoundation@gmail.com and tell me, hey, brother, do you have 3 seats I can get, or 4 seats? I need those seats. And let me know, and we'll reserve those seats for you so you can be there. Now, if the bus is full, all I can say is I probably won't have enough time to pull in another bus. So all I can say is everybody can, we do have people following the bus down. They're just following us down if you want to do that. That's the only thing I can say if the seats get filled. It was first come, first serve. And bus 1 is already full. Bus 2 is halfway full. So, but these are the things that we plan on doing.
African Americans ain't Africans and making a donation. And I plead with the listeners, support this brother and what he's doing. Because, we don't get this all the time. I damn sure wish I would have had this when I was a kid.
That's what my brother said too. When
Yeah.
we were talking about doing it, he said, man,
Yeah.
well,
Can you imagine what this is going to do to those youth that go on this trip when they finally look and see that they're on their home turf? Because many of us are being tricked with all this foreign ideology, and that's how we're getting out of here. Because we believe all this foreign stuff, and you got some brothers here connecting the youth back to their homeland. I think that's off the hook.
Let me tell you this. If you've never been to the mounds, this is my third time. Going to these particular mounds. I also took some people to the Killamoky Mound in another part of Georgia. That was amazing too. We actually got to go inside of one of the mounds. Like they turned the mound into like a museum where you can sit inside of the mound and you can see the inside of the mounds. Oh man, it was amazing. But if you've never been to the mounds, you might want to look in your city. You might want to look in your state, because there's mounds all over this land. Our people have mounds all over this land.
Definitely up here in Illinois, there's so many.
Yeah, I believe Illinois has the largest mound, because that's my next trip I want to do is in Illinois, because I think the Etowah Mounds that we are going to are I believe are the second largest mounds. Oh man, I'd be honored, Rick.
Etowah is the largest in size. Illinois is the largest in height. That's the difference.
Okay, largest in size.
Okay.
So we know at the Etowah Mounds there are 3 mounds we're going to see. There are 3 mounds. I'm gonna tell y'all this: if you've never been there, it's once you step foot on that in that area, it's amazing. And then once you get to the mounds and you're looking up those stairs to go to the top of that mound. And then you get up on top of that mound, man. I said, man, I took my children. I went back. I got more children. I went back and I got some more people in the community. We went to those mounds again. We went to the Killamoky Mound.
And Cali, if I can for a minute, explain the historical importance of this. Why
yes,
this is way more than just a trip, brothers and sisters. Can you imagine the representation and the volume that our voices will speak on this day when all of us get together to explore our history as one people. See, this is the difference. This is doing what has never been done before. Because by all of us getting together to these mounds, this would be a gathering of urban Indian families, grandparents, parents, children that's standing up, being documented. And just like they said in the chat, can you imagine that caravan of urban Indian families coming together to learn their history, putting our differences aside, becoming a people again? See, we got to heal ourselves first. And this is how we heal ourselves, by taking the time out to learn who we truly are for ourselves. Because even on the trip, it's us telling our history and how it applies to us and our children. We don't have the basic tour that everyone else is going to get. No, this tour is designed for us and how it attaches to our personal history in the Americas.
He's definitely right. Let me say this real quick. On the trip, I declined them to give us their tour. I told them we do not want their tour. I got my people, our American Indians, who's going to tell us about our people. I'm not going to let them tell our children some washed down story. Because once we go inside that museum, our children we're going to have to still explain to our children why these people in these videos don't look like us. Why these people in these glass cases don't look like us. We're going to have to explain that to them. See, they're whitewashing our history. I declined. I say, no, we'll do our own tour. I'll bring someone. We'll do our own tour. We don't need y'all to do our tour.
And that's the start. And that's the start, Cali. And that's why I commend you for that, because how can we get mad when our history is distorted, when we let in outsiders tell us our history? If we want our history to be correct, our family stories to be correct, who better to tell them than your family? And that's why I say again, we have to do what has never been done. Start doing these things for ourselves. Yes, this is the first, but this is the first of many, because we have history all over the Americas that we need to see as a people, not as individuals, as people. So the world start knowing that we know who we are, because they know, we just don't know.
Well, cool, right, brother. Well, Chief Cali, because we about to be coming up on the hour now. We're gonna close up because these bugs are eating me up out here.
That's cool. That's cool.
Could you give the people more information about the event you're having and how they contact you and how they can participate?
Yeah, so I just put in the chat my email address. That's my foundation, my True Speaks Foundation, nonprofit foundation. If you would like to donate to the foundation is True Speaks, the $ True Speaks Inc. $ Truth Speaks Inc. That's our nonprofit foundation. That's our cash app to our foundation. I sent the email. I put the email in the chat, which is the True Speaks Foundation @gmail.com. That's where you will contact me to let me know, hey, I need this amount of seats on the bus. Can you save this to me, or can I get some more information on the trip? We just want to follow the bus down and be there, a part of the trip, and I can give you all the information in the link. Post dates and times in the bus area. Okay, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Lisa, I can give you all of that. I can tell you we're leaving from Riverdale, Georgia. Just because I do want everybody to understand this. Your safety is a big part of this trip. Your safety is in place. It's in place. It's always been a priority, and it is definitely a priority. There will be a Clayton County police officer on the trip with us. There will be a Riverdale squad car sitting outside. I have to call the lieutenant the day of. He will send a squad car outside to make sure nothing happens. Everybody gets on buses safely. Cartersville Police and the Etowah Rangers are notified that we're coming. Everybody's safety is in place. So I do want y'all to know that And that's why I was saying, if you email me, I can put more of the trip down there, because we don't want just people, just haters showing up trying to disrupt things, you know what I'm saying, because they're mad or they want to cause a scene or anything. So that's why I was saying, if you email me at truthspeaksfoundation@gmail, I have a whole rundown of everything that's going on. Just, we're just trying to, we have a lot of people hating on what's going on right now. You know what I'm saying? And I don't want to, I don't want people being contacted and, oh, y'all trying to go on that trip, man. Y'all, you know what I'm saying? So, I got you though. And Lisa, I thank you. I thank you for your contribution to what we're doing. And Kerry, I definitely thank you, brother, for agreeing to come speak to those youth. I love it.
Brother, anything I can do to be of assistance, and that's being of assistance to everybody. Because I'm looking at this how it is. I'm looking at the world how it is, and how it looks for the indigenous people of America. Y'all know how it look. Bones. Talk to the people on how they can get in contact with you and what you can do if they're ready to organize and do some things.
Yeah, basically, if you're ready to start finding out what you can do as a community, how you can organize and start building your own institutions, you can reach me at boneshmccoy@gmail.com. Again, that's BONESHMCCOY@gmail.com. And again, it's very important for us to start putting our institutions in place. Because again, if we don't build it to teach our children today, someone else gonna scoop them up tomorrow, y'all. And it's
That's right.
happening every day. Is that by the time the age they 3 or 4, the media already has them. So what's the solution? We start building our own. Why we can't have our own urban Indian cartoons? Why we can't have our own books, our own shows? This is a show right here, one of many. And what I'm saying is, what happens when we just start putting it on our own platform, when we start really supporting each other, support our urban Indian clothing designers, support our ones that have technical trades, support the ones that have educational suits. Because if we don't support each other, who else gonna do it?
That's
The
right.
answer, everything we need, we always had. We just have to walk back in that same door that we was walked out of and stop hating each other. We was taught to hate each other unnecessarily. It's time. And if we let this next 10 years go by, brothers and sisters, our children gonna pay for this. So again, what we do for the urban Indian today, remember, it's for the next 7 generations. I want to thank you, Carrie, for inviting me to speak again. Cali, I appreciate everything you do. Anytime y'all need me or any support, I'm there.
Let me say this one thing before I go, Kerry. I do want y'all to know, I understand that it can't stop with the Indian Mounds, right? With our youth. I want y'all to understand that. So you please understand that I do have something else in motion. I do have something else in motion to where I'm hoping it can be a national thing, to where our youth are heard nationally on a regular. Brother Bones told me some things. I'm working on something. I just want y'all to understand. I'm not going to ask you to do something I'm not willing to do. And what I'm willing to do is put the time and effort into finding a way to bring our children together. So I do have something in the works. I had some people reach out to me and say, hey, I think I can help you with that. So I'm working on something nationally, educationally, where our children come together on a regular basis, and we get to watch them hopefully on a network.
Well, cool, brother. We'll be looking out for it.
Yes, sir.
So in a couple of weeks, y'all be out in Georgia, so we can go to the Etowah Mounds so we can learn some things. And remember, your people are the ones who's buried, who make up that mound. This is your land, y'all. You gotta start acting like it. I want to thank Bones and I want to thank Chief Cali for joining us tonight. Hope these brothers share with you some information, what they're doing, that you can also be a part of to help make this thing grow. So we're gonna end right now, and we'll see you in a few minutes.
Thank
Thanks,
you all.
Callie.
All right.
All right, peace.